What's up? It's your girl Sasha Sage. We are back for another episode of Not That Deep. I'm gonna have to make this episode short because I actually have shit to do. Like, a lot of shit. I'm a businesswoman now, so I have to be, important to the world. I'm bullshitting. So let's just go ahead and, I do have shit to do, but, I'm not that egotistical. But let's go ahead and get into this episode. Let's do the PSA. Flint deserves clean water. You already know what's good. And let's keep the ball rolling. Alright, so this episode is going to be called How You Fuck a Witch Without a Condom and Other Energy Siphoning. So for this episode's deep in, I'm going to get into what energy siphoning is, the different ways you can point out energy siphoning, and basically gives people some tips to avoid it. Right now, I've noticed that for some odd reason, niggas and women, niggas is gender neutral, are not protecting their energy. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's something about it where people aren't valuing the power that they have and their aura. They're not really protecting it. And there's going to be some consequences for that. But first, let's go ahead, get the diving gear on. We ain't going that deep this time, so don't worry. It's pretty simple, and I'm keeping it short. So what is energy siphoning? I have defined it as the act of draining energy from a source without consent and with no intention of replacing it. So this is more like a parasitic energy where someone is just drawing and taking from you, and there's nothing that you are getting in return. There's also the other types of parasites where they just latch onto you and they technically don't harm you, but they aren't giving to you either, right? So that is also a type of energy siphoning where they're just latched on for their convenience or whatever it may be, and it's not hurting you, but it's also not helping you. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, I do notice that people don't take it as serious as they should. Like, for some reason, people feel like energy is free. And of course not my listeners, not that deep listeners, we already know what's good. Energy is currency, baby. Fuck is you talking about? But for some people, they just feel like, investing time and people, situations, or certain engagements for the purpose of whatever it is that they're getting out of it for that moment, that is enough. That there's nothing deeper happening there. It's just about whatever it is that I'm getting out of this exchange, and I'm cool. But they don't notice how they feel after, how their reputation or their aura or their power may have shifted due to being reckless with what they invest their time and energy into. So let's get into some methods of energy siphoning. This is pretty simple. This is really occult 101, high key, guys. So like I said, this is a short episode, getting straight to the point, just so you guys can have a clear idea of what the fuck is up. And this episode was actually inspired by a lot of what I was witnessing on the timeline today and overall this week. We're gonna get to it, but don't worry. So methods of energy siphoning, I actually Googled some just to see what I could find, because I know what energy siphoning looks like to me. However, there could have been something that I didn't think about. Looking at the article, there wasn't. But if you do want a resource to look at for your own research, you can look at the 13 Signs of Energy Vampires, an article written on finerminds.com. So finer minds, like finer, like fine as wine, like fine like Sage, finerminds.com. All right, anyway, so I'm just going to go through the list and then provide examples of what it looks like. So one method of energy siphoning is talking at someone and not to them. So this is where you notice, like, when people often go on rants, or I'm supposed to not be saying but anyway, when people go on rants, or they just like spout out a bunch of, not necessarily negativity, it oftentimes is negativity, but maybe facts or whatever their perspective is, and they just like, you know, push that energy out, you know, and kind of like dump that energetic load. So you may notice it if you have a friend, a homegirl, homeboy, whoever, who you speak to and all they can talk about is themselves, their problems, what they have going on, and you don't really get a chance to engage. They just expect you to listen and receive that so that they can release that energy, while you don't really have an avenue to possibly get that energy back in turn, where you may have something to release or whatever, or hell, you just may have something else you want to talk about. You may not want to talk about somebody else's problems or what somebody else is upset about, or listen to somebody yell and be angry and express, you know, their drama, but they don't really give you that space to do that. That is a very subtle form of energy siphoning. I know plenty of children. We know that our parents do this to us sometimes, more often than not our mothers. They will call us up, complain about, oh, your younger sibling didn't do the dishes, and I can't believe that, you know, this person's acting like this, and oh, your auntie called me up and told me XYZ, and they just nag and nag and nag, and you're just like, okay, so my day was good, thanks for asking, that type of thing. So that happens pretty often. So one way that my friends and I have made sure that we're not just dumping energetic loads on each other is just asking, oh, do you have time to talk? Are you busy? Do you have a moment? I need to vent. That way, you know, we're getting the consent, because I do think that oftentimes with energy siphoning, there's not explicit consent given. A lot of times it's just sprung on you, and you often just kind of consent just by being present and engaging. So therefore, with friends of mine, we've worked on just asking for consent, like, hey, I know this may be a heavy topic that I have on my mind and I want to speak to you about it. Do you have time? And oftentimes they say yes. And sometimes if they don't have time, like, okay, I'll give you a call back, or I'll call you in an hour, 30 minutes or so. And then sometimes, you know, they may not have thought about the fact that, oh, I don't have time for this, but they're able to make that space now. Like, they may not have been doing anything, and they may not have necessarily been in the mood to hear about something heavy. However, if they value as a friend, then they'll say, I'll hold this space for you. Does that make sense? So that way, there isn't any unfair advantage happening. I'm thirsty, y'all. Okay, another form of energy siphoning is requiring people to fit in a mold or a standard. Oftentimes, society, parents, authority figures do this. Police, they do this, where they basically dim your light, they dim your power, they dim the energy that you radiate, and force it into a box or a square or a circle that is most appropriate for them and makes them feel the most comfortable. If you've noticed maybe as a child where you may have been expressing something to your parents and they're like, hold on, that tone isn't great, those words aren't nice, that's disrespectful, and then now you kind of have to, you know, well, with me when I was little, I would be able to feel my throat chakra kind of like heat up, because now I have to close my mouth and be silent in a time where the energy is just like, bitch, I got something to motherfucker say, and I don't know why the fuck they treat you like that, and I don't like that, and I don't want to motherfucker go to bed at this motherfucking time, and no, I don't like this motherfucking food that you fixed me, and I'm tired of you telling me I gotta sit here and eat it, and I'm tired. You know, whatever it is as a child that you have issue with. Shit like that. So forcing someone into a mold is energy siphoning. Now, I think it's so, a lot of people say, oh, I have preferences, I have standards, and things of that nature. That's you. It's one thing to have a standard and a preference for you and how you want to be treated in XYZ, And there's a difference when you force that onto someone else, where you may say, if you don't do this, therefore, there's some ultimatum, where there's some type of harm or disengagement that's happening, where you're not allowing that person to have space. Now, that is a thin line. If you can say to the person, like, hey, if you really do want to continue to engage with somebody who's not really necessarily fitting your standard and your preference, there's proper ways to say that without forcing them into a mold. There's ways to compromise. There's ways that if your energy is truly meant to even mix, there should be some sort of medium where you guys can exist without there being, this issue of, oh, now I have to dim my light. Now I have to adjust my form and, diminish my power in order to be comfortable in this space, in this relationship. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, because we all know, like, sometimes we have the loud friend. You may have the quiet friend. You can say, hey, girl, it's first thing in the morning. Love you. We're at work together. But give me until lunch to, go back and forth. At lunch break, I'll sit here and chit chat with you. That's a good way to have your preference and your boundary without forcing that loud person to be quiet. Instead of being like, oh my God, you're so extra. I can't stand it, blah, blah, blah. You're then siphoning that person's energy. You're telling them to dim their light. You're telling them that their light is not appropriate, which is disrespectful altogether. It's demonic. I'm saying demonic because it is an opposition of someone who's just existing. And it's okay to be a little bit demonic. Now, I'm not going to say, you can never be. But have your limits and think of appropriate methods so that you're not harming anybody. That's what I would think. Another method of energy siphoning is guilt tripping. Now, this is something that a lot of women are guilty of. I would say men too, when it comes to like what they provide for you. But women are definitely guilty of guilt tripping in terms of emotional labor. We will guilt trip the fuck out of somebody for not showing up emotionally the way that we show up. I don't even think I gotta explain this. Now, how is this energy siphoning? Because this is causing you to then give yourself in a way that you initially were not. You are told to feel bad and negative about something that you were doing when previously you didn't feel bad or negative about it. So, that is something to consider. Is it really worth it? Do you necessarily really need to feel guilty about something? Because, you have to be aware of who you naturally are and what you're naturally experiencing and wanting to experience. And if that doesn't match someone else's, why, as long as you're not harming them. I always say this, if you're not harming them, doing any sort of senseless murder or rape, my nigga, at this point, this is apples and oranges. It may be a little bit of a difference, but who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to exist in the way that I exist, and I shouldn't have to feel bad about it. Another form of making someone feel bad, besides making them feel guilty, like they did something wrong, is by shaming them, making them feel like they're less than or that they're beneath a certain moral standard. That's a method of energy siphoning. It's kind of crazy because the church does these last two I named. A lot of y'all favorite pastors and stuff do this a lot, but if you go to a good church, then you shouldn't have this experience. But if you don't, you may feel guilty and shamed into acting and fitting into a certain mode. So shame never works. In psychology, we learn that off the muscle, especially in terms of like drug abuse and addicts. Shaming someone for abusing drugs or doing something that's detrimental to their mental health often does not work, usually because they are acting in those ways because they already have guilt and shame, and you're really just only adding into whatever the root cause of that disorder. Does that make sense? So shame is definitely a way to siphon energy, because you are trying to get that person to radiate the energy that best serves you. Okay? If you are trying to get someone to adjust their energetic output to serve you, you are then asking to receive their energy. If you're not doing it with consent and with no intention of returning that energy, my nigga, you're energy siphoning. Now, I'm not going to say, you know, you can never energy siphon, oh my god, blah blah blah, because there's such things as commerce. Well, no, even in commerce, you don't want to buy something that you feel like shit about after. But you know, there's different areas, maybe usually in like defense, or when it's time to take action, defend yourself, you know, fighting back, war type of archetypes that you may have to experience. Yeah, you may need to siphon some motherfucking energy. Okay? If you out here fighting a motherfucker and you at war, you may need to drain their whole motherfucking life force up out of them. Now, we'll get into it. Now, another method of energy siphoning that people just cannot seem to under motherfucking stand for some reason, bitch. I swear to God, I'm like, yo, this is demonic, bruh. This is demonic. But okay, let's get into it. Having sex without having love and joy for your partner is a method of energy siphoning. Now, this was worded specifically from the Final Minds article. I would have just said, having sex with somebody you don't fucking like. Tired of talking about that. It's just weird, bruh. It's weird. If you are a total dead fish inside, if you are totally disconnected from the person you are exchanging sexual energy with, why are you doing it? Except to drain the energy from them. Or, you know, basically so that their energetic output serves you, and you may have consent for it, but you don't even like them, so you have no intention on replacing that energy. That's weird. We cannot keep having sex with people we don't like, we don't have love for, and we don't feel joyous around. Now, please, to all of the dumb motherfuckers out here, do not think that love equals in love, or monogamy, or wanting some sort of committed relationship. There are only two root emotions. Two, my nigga. Two. Therefore, you can only either come out of love or fear. That's it. It's two root emotions. All these other emotions that we feel, anger, you know what I'm saying, goofy or whatever, come out of these two origins. Love or fear. Either you love this person or you fear this person. It's okay to think like that. If I like you, that means I'm coming out of love. If I dislike you, that means I'm coming out of fear, which a lot of people don't really understand. Oh, there must be something else. No, there's something that's triggering a fight or flight, which is letting you know that you're triggering off a fear, neuroplasticity, fucking synapses. And I just put a bunch of words together, but you know what I mean. You're being triggered mentally to say, okay, this is something displeasant. This is making me uncomfortable. I need to defend myself. So I need to protect myself. That is what fear is. Why would you be having sex with someone who you feel like you don't care for, you don't like, you're just there to get what you want? Like, why would you be doing that? Except to drain their energy. Okay. So, I'm going to get into that further, so I'm not even going to go into the example because I have an amazing example for you when we get back to the shallow end. Another way of energy siphoning is creating or maintaining drama. That goes without saying. All of that. Having people participate in theatrics that are, to be completely honest, totally meaningless other than for someone's entertainment and distracting. Come on, that's some foolishness. The more obvious form of energy siphoning is abuse and violence. Of course, you're literally forcing someone to either, whatever it is with abuse and violence, have sex with you, cook for you, be silent, stay away from you, whatever it is. That's just energy siphoning. You're basically physically making sure that that person's energetic output is formed in the exact way that you want. And like I said, yeah, if you at war, you may need to beat a nigga ass. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so then we have worshiping a guru, god, celebrity, or any being, physical or non-physical, outside of you. That is a form of energy siphoning. Now, Do I need to repeat that? Or do I, don't get on that rumor today? Don't do it. Because I'm going to repeat it. Another form of energy siphoning is worshiping a guru, god, celebrity, or any being physical and non-physical outside of you. You're literally handing over your energy outside of you. Your energy is being siphoned. Now, I'm not going to anger the Christians today because I truly do not have a problem with the Christianity. Not going to get into the Hebrews and the, Islamics, the Jews and this and that. I'm not going to do it because, hey, you know what I mean? Some of y'all have good preachers who are teaching you esoteric knowledge. So I cannot say that everybody does not know that God is within. I don't know what y'all doing at y'all church. I'm just saying there are some people who have not gotten that part. And it's a bit of a struggle, and they can't figure out why they keep saying, oh, God is going to make work out, and this and that, and oh, the government is going to figure it out, and my local politician is going to figure it out, and let me go and look at what Oprah posted for the book club so I can go on a self-help journey, and they don't have their shit all the way together. They're not feeling happy. They have to keep spending more time, more energy, more money into receiving whatever that gratification they receive from those idols that they're worshiping. Hey, it happens. And a lot of people, they do, worship celebrities. We already know that. We see that all the time. We're going to get into a little bit of that later on as well. So physical and non-physical, guys. When you see your favorite occultists or spiritualists on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, forcing them to be in a certain box, feeling like they're the second fucking coming, and that whatever they say you do, that is a form of you just handing over your energy. Now, I cannot even blame the guy, the celebrity, the guru for you handing over your energy all the time, because 9 times you should know better. Now, if they aren't teaching you that you are empowered enough to fuel whatever it is you're seeking for them yourself, then yes, I can say, okay, they're misleading you. I can see why you may be a little bit astray. But I can't even say that for all of the Christians and everything, because I've heard plenty of esoteric knowledge being spoken about in church. I have. When the preacher's up here saying that he received a vision and he spoke to God, he's literally talking about esoteric methods and knowledge, dude. Just trusting his own intuition, trusting his own mind's eye, trusting his own thoughts, his dreams. And he may be clear cognizant, clear audient or whatever. He may actually hear voices and spirits. So I'm sorry. If you still with the foolishness to where you feel like you gotta do all this worshiping to a God outside of you, and you're not taking the fact that you may be following a belief system that's just teaching you how to return that energy to yourself and empower that God within you, hey, that's, what do you want me to say? If your preacher is teaching you that, oh, it's demonic for you to feel like God is within you when that's in the fucking Bible, then, hey, do you? You lost in the sauce. So ain't much else nobody can say with that. All right, and another form of energy siphoning is sexual abuse and violence. Come on now, we already know what's up. That's why I say people who are having sex with people who they don't like, who they don't want, who they can't care for, whatever, they are totally dead inside for this person. That low-key is a form of sexual motherfucking violence. Like, my nigga, what the fuck are you doing here? Are you paying me? If you're paying me and you're doing that, then okay, therefore it's an even exchange. I give you something, you give me something. I've consented. That checks off all the parts so that it's not energy siphoning. But if you ain't paying me and you in here acting like you don't like what the fuck going on, what are you doing here? That's weird, bro. So we already know sexual abuse and violence at any age, child, adult, whatever it is a form of siphoning your energy. There are whole ass deities and entities that feed off the sexual energy of children. We do not have to go there. That's a whole episode. That's a whole episode. They have a whole ass cults and groups dedicated to shit like that. So we're not going to get into it, but yes, that is a form of energy siphoning. playing the victim. That's a form of energy siphoning too, guys. It is. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Because, I mean, I am a Pisces. You know, so first of all, let me not pretend like I am above anybody. I have played the victim. And knowingly knew I was playing the victim. And knowingly knew I was just trying to get the heat up off of me. So I can get, you know, people to act a certain way towards me and not see me as the villain. I know it. Now, it's a difference between playing the victim and actually being the victim. If you truly have been wronged, I don't feel like if you playing the victim by saying, my nigga, you did me the fuck wrong. Fuck wrong with you. And this needs to be corrected. That's not playing the victim. But playing the victim is literally where you're impersonating the fact that you were hurt when you know you really wasn't, and you were fully aware what the fuck was going on. Playing the victim is a way of energy siphoning because you are basically trying to manipulate someone into feeling sorry for you and bad for you so that their energy could be a specific way towards you and not the other way if they truly knew how aware and empowered you were in that situation. Simple, point blank, ain't nothing to say. Alright, I only got 3 more things on the list. So, number 11, a form of energy siphoning is food, alcohol, and drug abuse. So basically unhealthy consumption. Food is technically a drug. The FDA is a Food and Drug Administration Association, whatever they is. That is, you know what I'm saying, using influences and substances that aren't naturally, you know, that are outside of you can be a way to either drain your energy, feed some sort of freaking, I'm not going to say everything, but everything does have a entity that can feed off of it. So like, if you don't think that there are entities that govern weed, that govern tobacco, that govern alcohol is literally called spirits, you know, that govern, I'm trying to think, y'all, what else, crack, cocaine, acid, shrooms. There are entities that 9 times out of 10 govern these influences. We have whole planets that we have archetyped being underneath it. Shout out to Neptune, you know, Neptune, I feel you. You know what I mean? So, bruh, you know what I mean? You're basically giving over that energy that you may have felt before you got intoxicated to whatever that entity is. Now, the idea is to have consent and to get your energy back. So that will tell you the difference between something that's healthy or unhealthy, something that is siphoning your energy, or it's just an energetic exchange. If you eat food and you're energized now, you have, you know, you're ready for the day because you just woke up and you ready to break your fast, then that's not energy siphoning. But if you eat food and now it's first thing in the morning and you dead tired at work, ready to go back to take a nap, yes, you've given over however many energetic, you know, watts to the fucking breakfast god. You know, I'm just being petty right now because I didn't even think about deifying these things, but I thought it was important to get into that space to keep you guys in that mindset because we are going to talk about that a little bit. So I don't even have to talk about the alcohol. You already see people turn into alcoholics. I don't have to talk about the drugs. You've seen people get on drugs and turn into whole ass possessed looking beings. Like there's nothing else to discuss there. We know what's good. Now, this is one of my favorite forms of energy siphoning to protect myself against and to be fully up to date on, as well as to learn how to master for myself so that I don't get got out here. It's subconscious programming. Subconscious programming is a form of energy siphoning because motherfuckers don't even know it's happening. Therefore, the consent is not there. Off the muscle. You're not getting people consent because you're not consciously letting them know that they are now having their mind exposed to something that is feeding off of, you know, whatever it is that they're receiving. Forms of subconscious programming that acts as energy siphoning. The news. Okay, wow. No new, no. I want to say that is no news right there. That is not something that nobody has ever heard. Social media is a form of subconscious programming that can siphon your energy. If you watch the show American Gods, then you will be able to see that 9 times out of 10, the media already has a deity or entity that is drawing on all of the energy that they receive from you being plugged in and tuned in and folding into, or even just being wrapped up into whatever narrative it is that they want to display. Probably another Neptunian god, not gonna lie. But there's other constellations, there are other solar systems. I'm not just gonna say it's all Neptune because I do fuck with Neptune as well. However, I'm just saying media does it all the time. When we're getting these pictures and images of dead black bodies, black people being killed in real time, overly sexualized children, overly sexualized women, all of these things, it's a fucking problem. Now, I did say in the beginning I wasn't supposed to say that much, but that was comedic effect because I because I am at the point to where it's so obvious. It's like dead ass in your face, bruh. You know what I mean? There are things that we're witnessing, things that are being normalized, things that we're supposed to be desensitized to, of, you know, death, murder, rape, pedophilia, all of these things. And nobody is kind of questioning it anymore at this point. We are looking at cartoons where they're supposed to be 10, 11, 12 years old and they're talking about sex. We're looking at TV shows with teenagers getting raped, doing sex work, dealing with way older guys. Now, I understand that in a way art does reflect life and these are things that we're experiencing. However, we do have to be mindful of what we're allowing our subconscious mind to receive. So I'm going to get into ways to protect ourselves with that. But when it comes to TV shows and stuff like that, we can read a description. And if the show throws in something and we was like, where the fuck this come from? This seems a little sick. We need to be aware consciously and say, that's sick. That's not right. And truly, you know, make sure that you're equipped to handle it. Because when you're watching things or you're hearing things, music especially too, it automatically penetrates your brain. Sound is the only thing that you cannot avoid penetrating your mind. Period. You can close your eyes, you don't have to see something, but you can't close your ears. You're really gonna have to plug your ears up in order to not receive those vibrations in your mind. And media and all these things, how you program somebody, period, is through their subconscious mind, through trauma and through repetition. Media does all that all the time. So subconscious programming is the biggest form of energy siphoning for me because it allows you to form your own opinion and behavior and reactions without you even knowing it to fit whatever it is that they deem necessary. They'll have different characters playing in different roles and the different archetypes that they want you to consider to adopt yourself. Instead of you thinking for yourself and realizing, oh, okay, I don't like none of that shit. I'm about to cut this motherfucking shit off. You don't do it sometimes. Well, not my listeners, but you know, people don't do it sometimes. Also, listening to fucked up shit while you're sleeping is a no-go. I cannot stand when I find my little brother listening to whatever the fuck YouTube video he was watching, or my mom's falling asleep with the TV on. I cut that motherfucker off and I take the motherfucking YouTube off. I don't play the games, okay? If you're not gonna listen to affirmations building you up and this and that, then you don't need to be sleeping tonight. Period. And if you're going to listen to music, you need to pay attention to all the words. Don't put your shit on shuffle or go to a whole new radio station on Pandora or Spotify or whatever and just figure it out. No, nigga. No, nigga. You didn't know what the fuck you about to listen to for these 8 hours you about to be asleep. I ain't playing with you. I'm not playing. So yes, don't get your energy siphoned in that way. Now, I do understand I was talking at a couple of people just now. However, like I said, sometimes you can decipher some energy. I'll take that motherfucking energy away from you. Take that demon up out of you. If you keep falling asleep listening to bullshit ass shit and it's penetrating your subconscious mind, you are literally programming yourself, bruh. Stop it. Not acceptable. Absolutely not. Now, I'm not saying you can't fall asleep and it is what it is, but be conscious of it. Now, number 13. This is the most unsuspecting energy siphoning there is. Why? Because it seems so extravagant, it's hard for anybody to believe. And that is staged global events. Can the whole world be in on it? Yes. Yes, actually they can. Actually, they do. Actually, it's the specialty. So, I don't even know. Let's think of a one that's already been exposed, so I'm not deemed as a problem and this and that. Because listen, motherfucker, I ain't dying for no today. Saturday today is not dying for no motherfucking I'm just not dying for no bullshit. I say that. I ain't dying for no bullshit. I'm not dying for telling the most obvious motherfucking truth that a nigga could Google. So please, with the foolishness. I will focus on the events that are relatively exposed and welcomed as, you know, kind of acceptable alternative knowledge. I just got a direct deposit, so shout out to me. If you listen to the podcast, you don't know that I just like looked at my phone kind of weird. But yes, some money got deposited into the account. I appreciate it. Gratitude. Love, love, love. Alright, moving on. Now, a form of global event that can be staged to siphon energy. Let's say 9/11. 9/11 was completely staged. Plenty of documentaries to fucking prove that. And it caused people to give up their energy, give up their privacy. So now, you know, they could tap in your phone whenever they want. You gotta do all this shit to go on the motherfucking airplane, all that. It's simple math right there. Other things being like zero time. We're dealing with that right now. And it's not panning out to be that authentic, my nigga. So, we'll see how it goes. Trump done already exposed the fact that this shit pretty much was manufactured. He's trying to act like he had nothing to do with it. And it's just the chinkies. But, and no offense to the Chinese people, y'all just got chinky eyes. Black people got chinky eyes too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's cute. But anyway, we already know that. That's some bullshit, nigga. That's some bullshit. But anyway, so let's get into how to actually protect yourself in these situations, because as you can see, it comes at many different angles. From personal relationships to, hell, just the country you live in, goddamn. The planet you live in, goddamn it, because, damn, apparently the moon was a whole motherfucking global event 500,000 years ago. That motherfuckers just went for. Now, I would like to do some more research on that. I'll get back to y'all when I come to a conclusion. However, based on the instructions on how to die, the moon is a little bit suspect in that situation. I don't know. When your spirit pass on, you may want to avoid the moon. But they say don't go to light. Apparently that's the moon. I don't know. Nah. Like I said, gotta do my research. I'll be back. Alright, ways for protecting yourself. You need to pay attention to how your body feels after the engagement. If your body feels drained, if you feel tired, if you feel fatigued after engaging with someone or something, then yes, your energy is being siphoned. Learn to protect yourself in those type of situations. Also, you need to recognize an occultist. High key, we're all fucking musicians. And I'm saying musicians because everything is sound and color, but I really meant magicians. I really meant musicians, actually. But yes, we're all fucking magical beings. Big whoop there. I mean, I don't know where y'all been. Nigga, we actually were able to be born. I mean, if that's not magic enough, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I mean, just as a sidebar, we talked about this, I believe it was on genetics class. We watched a video of how a the sperm meets the egg and how that cell grows into a baby, and the fact that the wetness of a woman's vagina actually has spermicide in it to actually kill off all them thousands of cells that the niggas be putting up in you. Because niggas be having thousands of sperm cells that they just put up in you. But anyway, my vagina has spermicide in it to kill off that motherfucking sperm. So hell, that one that made it, that was really a trooper. That's really a miracle. That's really magic, my nigga. And then on top of that, when you first are conceiving, your body actually attacks the baby. It's a foreign object. Your body is like, bitch, what the fuck? This is some bacteria that's growing. I don't know what that is. There's a cell up in here growing, girl. What it is. Because your uterus is very sensitive to stuff like that. It's like, hey, listen here now. I want a baby. I don't want nothing else. So if this is going to be a fibroid or something like that, we're going to have to attack it. But then they figure out, okay, it's a baby or whatever, and then the baby gets formed. And it's just a beautiful process to the fact that, goddamn, you came in this motherfucker fighting. As a cell and as the egg, you get to sit pretty a little bit. But as a sperm, child, your masculine side had to fight to get here. So yes, you are magic, my nigga. You are magic. So recognize an occultist. It's fair to assume that everybody's an occultist and then check off the list that, when you figure out they're not, because that'll keep you a little bit protected for the most part. You know what I mean? You'll be like, okay, does this nigga know what the fuck really going on? Keep that in your mind. Usually they don't. However, they may know a little bit of something. It could be subconscious, Why do I say it's important to recognize an occultist in terms of energy siphoning? Because, my nigga, you need to know what the fuck niggas is up to. Niggas can try to be low. I ain't got time for that. Another form of protection, boundaries. Have some damn boundaries. Now, this is something I've suffered with in my past. I used to be all free-flowing, all get to know people, trust them. Not anymore. I don't trust you niggas. And it's not even a nigga thing. It's a people thing. So when I say nigga, I really do mean people. Because I'm black as fuck and slightly ghetto. So therefore, I use nigga excessively. So give me some time. I'm growing. However, have your damn boundaries. Ain't no reason to be trusting these people. And what the fuck they gotta say? Hell, don't even trust me. Shit, I may have a moment where I'm tripping. You don't know what the fuck going on with people all the time. So no. And you don't know what the fuck I'm being tested with. My spirit getting tested with. So you can't trust everything I motherfucker say. So you therefore can't trust what everybody else say neither. Hell. Your family, everybody included. Have boundaries. If you notice that your body isn't feeling right from this person and you know that this person is manipulative and well aware of what they're doing to you, you need to cut them off. And if you don't want to cut them off, take it in doses. Simple. Simple. Now, another way to protect yourself is to do protection spells. You can do a 3-fold spell by, whoever it is you want to keep away from you. Whatever, write their name on a piece of paper, fold it 3 times, put a pinch of salt on it, throw that bitch in the back of the motherfucking freezer. I learned that from my New Orleans people. They put me on it. I said, oh, okay, that's simple, and it do work. I've also done that with different sort of insecurities and things that I've had. Mentally though, it wasn't anything physical, but different mental things that I just needed to get away from me. I was sick of even experiencing that shit anymore, because thoughts can be a form of psychic attack too. Not all the time your thoughts just bred from you. You could be psychically attacked with thoughts just because of things you've consumed or people you've been around or whatever. So get that motherfucker up out of here. Definitely a good. Oh, and shout out to my girl for putting me on. Baby me, girl. I hope that's her rap name. I think it is, but I know her by her first name, so that's the problem. I'm trying to keep everybody's, their persona. But anyway, shout out to her for putting me on to that. Very, very good advice. There's salt rituals that you can do because salt is a purifier. There's a lot of different salt rituals, so I'm not even gonna get into that. That's something I will put on the Patreon because this is just a lot. Covering your crown, meaning keeping your crown chakra protected with scarves, hats, things of that nature. Burn letters. We all love a good burn letter, write it down, burn that motherfucker up, release it. If you need to release something that somebody has put on you or whatever, or somebody in your life that keep wanting to siphon your energy, burn that motherfucker away. And I will say with burn letters, it's not an immediate effect. It's really not. There may be like an energetic change within you guys, but if you could choose to continue to engage physically, they can easily keep doing what the fuck they've been doing. So these are spiritual things that you're doing. You're doing this to their spirit and their energy. You're not doing it to them physically. Now, there are energy retrieval spells. That'll be something I will put on the Patreon as well. I'll let you guys know when I get that started. Because there are definitely spells and things you can say to take back the energy that you've ever given away. And for the most part, it does work. You may have to do a refresher once a year, twice a year, maybe every season, depending on what you do. But, it works pretty well. Another way to protect yourself from energy siphoning. Send that motherfucking energy back to them niggas. The fuck? Fuck wrong with them? They got you fucked up. I'm quick. If a nigga say something or do something I don't like, return that energy back to sender tenfold. Don't got time for that. Period. Now, another thing that I personally do like is staying strapped. Now, you can stay strapped with sigils, herbs, satchels, or sachets. However they say that word. I don't know why I blinked, but it's okay. I think it's a sachet. Sigils, crystals, herbs, things of that nature. Your ancestors. Get in touch with your ancestors, people that you know have passed and that you know would protect you and look out for you. That works. Guardians, meaning that if you know that there's spirit animals or different spirits that you've been resonating with, this is for my spiritual people. Now, if you ain't never did this before, don't be trying to do that. Don't be calling on no spirit. Don't be calling on no animal. Don't be calling on these people you ain't never even did it before. Like I said, a lot of these details on how to do it will be in the Patreon because this is for people who actually do it. Not for people who just, thought about it. If you never did it before, you better Google. Or you can hit me up at notthatdeepsis@gmail.com. I will email you back. We can sit here and chit chat and have a conversation and things of that nature. You can ask your question and I'll go ahead and let you know on the show specifically. However, don't just be doing some shit you ain't never did before and you ain't did no research. Nah, I'm sitting here just stating stuff. I'm not going into depth. You gotta do that disclaimer now because motherfuckers be doing all type of stuff. White people be getting possessed and killed by spirits and stuff because they listen to what black people telling them. Girl, we ain't saying for you to just do it. We just letting you know it exists. These people crazy. Anyway, another way to protect yourself from energy siphoning is weapons. Weapons. Knives, swords that can be enchanted, of course. Pretty cool. You can definitely curse your sword and your knife as well. So, hopefully a nigga don't try you with that one. Meaning that if you touch it or you get sliced up with it, I don't even know what's gonna happen to your spirit. Now, I don't even, your body may be fucked up, but what your spirit gonna have, I don't know. However, these are things you can do. Now, of course, I do not suggest doing this unless you are witnessing the abuse or violence form of energy siphoning. Abuse or violence, that is when you use the weapons, okay? You can have it prepared, but do not just be senselessly killing or hurting nobody. Because what the fuck that's gonna do? Now you the energy siphoner. That don't make sense. The fuck? You protecting yourself, you acting. Anyway, we ain't gonna get into it. Another weapon that I personally do enjoy, guns. At this point, I want me a man with plenty of guns, okay? I love a good gun. I've been to the shooting range before. It was very enjoyable. Yes, I encourage it. There's plenty of deities and spirits over. What is it called where people make guns? I'm blanking. What is it? It's a craft. Oh. Fuck, I can't think about it. And my phone is recorded and my laptop recording. So, Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about, where, you know, there was like whole ass craftsmen, iron craftsman, it's something along those lines. That is a sacred thing, my niggas, my nagas, my niggas, whatever you want to be called today, niggas. Toting that motherfucking iron is your right. It is your divine right. We've been doing it. Now, we ain't did the gun thing all the way. I would say that as far as African people, we probably really didn't need to do the gun thing all the way because we just we was willing to fight niggas, actually. You know, we had fire. We probably had a TNT and explosives, but we didn't really form a gun. But you know, okay, if the European did that, okay, whatever. Probably still had the help of a black man somewhere in there, but I don't know the details. I never looked into it. That may be a good episode. But anyway, keep your ass strapped up, because I'm tired. I'm tired. Stop getting your energy, motherfucker, take it away. Just saying. Be willing to stab or shoot a nigga. Now, not a nigga, not a niggas, not a nagas, but you know, them other niggas that came from the Caucasus Mountains. You know who they be. And I'm not condoning senseless violence. I'm just saying, if your energy is getting siphoned, gotta defend and protect yourself. Simple math. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the shallow end. We didn't really go that deep, guys, so you should be good. Alright, in the shallow ends, I have some quick things to say about some black men specifically today, and I love you guys so much, I really do, but I'm a black woman, so therefore I get to say what I want about you guys. Okay, that's not funny because a lot of black women have been being toxic towards black men, and I'm not condoning that. I just feel like the type of woman that I am, bruh, when I'm saying that you fucking up, I really do mean it, because I don't give a fuck about none of that real cheating shit. I support a lot of the poly shit. A lot of do whatever you want shit. I support it. I'm a good supporter of that. However, some of this lack of accountability we're going to get into today, because how the fuck you fuck a witch without a condom? Or any other form of protection? Dave Chappelle? Now, this is what inspired this episode today, because I'm just like, yo, people just be getting got for no reason, bro. It don't even make no sense. Why are you getting got in this situation? So Azealia Banks recently, or not so recently, I don't know, because I don't follow her on Instagram. I don't. But exposed the fact that she slept with Dave Chappelle. He said he had good dick, good man ding, which is incredibly fucking racially charged. And Azealia fucks way too many rich white men, and she had a whole rich white sugar daddy when she came into the game. So I really do not appreciate her using these racially charged ass words. Anyway, she said that she fucked Dave Chappelle and hit some good dick, man ding, and she was slurping up his legend energy. This is why I had to have the conversation. This is why I had to say, and I don't even want to expose the women like that, because listen here, ladies, you know I support using what you got to get what you want. That's what everybody do. As long as it's consensual and it is an exchange. Do not be getting these niggas on some, you know, fucking, I don't know, suck you bitch shit now, basically. Now, that's basically what that was that she said. She did. I was like, Azealia, you gonna sit up here and say you was suck you bitch, really? Really, that's what you gonna sit here up here and say? Now, I didn't see you sacrifice chicken on your motherfucking Instagram. I know you do the sacrificing. I know you into the crystals. And although her sage done burned the hell up. You seen that? You seen that video? I was like, damn, Azealia. Damn, you do have some dark energy up here. Anyway, I know she's with the magic. That's why I say recognize the occultists. If you know they with that magic shit, sacrifices, rituals, Dave, how you gonna fuck her and let her suck your dick raw, probably swallowed? How you gonna give your life force up to somebody who you know does magic and not think that they're not gonna do any type of sex magic for women who don't even do magic, do that shit subconsciously. And this is why I'm sorry, ladies. I'm gonna say, listen here. Don't get an attitude with me right now. Okay? I know that I should not be telling these niggas what we be doing. But they should know they be doing it too. Like, I don't think that niggas is fucking me and not just thinking, oh yeah. Niggas done told me all type of shit that they be thinking about me during sex. We would have good kids. Our kids would have good genetics. They'll be smart. They'll be tall. There'll be all these weird things. That's not really weird. But, you know, it's animalistic. Now, when we have different priorities when we're fucking niggas. So we may be thinking more about the money, the status, things of that nature. Now, we cannot be doing that and then telling it on Instagram. Now, if you're going to do it, you know you wrong. Now, I can't. If you do it and you say it out loud, I'm not going to be able to cape for you. I'm not going to be able to cape for you because you know that you can have this type of exchange consensually with men. There are men who are willing to do tantric sex with you, do these sex magic things with you, talk about the things they want to manifest with you, want to exchange that energy. You do not have to do this to a man without letting him know this is what's going on in your mind, because that is energy siphoning. That is not correct to do. It is wrong. But then your ass take it to Instagram, so now I can't even kiki to myself that you did that. You ain't supposed to do that, Azealia. You're not supposed to do it. And then Dave, you're supposed to know better. Azealia, you think Azealia not gonna tell? She be telling everything. Come on now, how you even? Let's think of all the methods that she used. Shaming, guilt tripping, talking about she gonna ruin a marriage, shaming him, talking about he's not. Well, she actually didn't shame him. Actually, she did say the dick was good. So guilt tripping, she used the guilt tripping method. What else she did? Having sex with someone without having love or joy for them. I can't say that she didn't have love or joy for him. However, did he have love and joy for her? Was it an exchange? And Dave, that may be where you went wrong. You thought you were siphoning her energy, possibly, for a little nut, or a little head, or a little poop, whatever you're gonna do. And guess what, Dave? She's over here absorbing your legendary energy. And now some niggas get off from that. That's why I say, you can be consensual in those situations. You can be like, oh my God, you're so fucking powerful. You're so fucking sexy. You're this, you're that. You're, oh my God. We're going to be so fucking rich, so wealthy. We're going to be on your yachts together. You can do all of that during sex. Now, you got to make it flow. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that you could just say that randomly riding dick. Usually that's a conversation that you have, especially if you're really doing sex magic. You usually talk about it amongst each other about what it is you're going to imagine with each other while you're doing it, what it is you want to manifest, what is something that you want to specifically say when you guys are orgasming. I'm not getting into that. I'm just talking about the fact that you can boost a guy up and kind of give him a little bit of more, it can be more of an energy exchange where you kind of worshiping the fact that, oh, you're such a star, you're so legendary, you're so powerful, whatever it is. He could get off from that. That happens. So, Azealia, that's not right to do. But the point is that, Dave, you might have thought you were siphoning her energy, and she definitely siphoned yours. So, I don't know if the exchange was equal, but I can say you're going outside just a little bit. Because, Azealia, you look a little bit coked out on that motherfucking live. Not gonna lie, I hope you was just smoking weed. It had not been nothing else, because you looked a little bit cracky. No offense to the other crackheads. I'm just talking about Azealia right now. Now, what else? What else you done did with this? Creating and maintaining drama. Child, come on, How the fuck he do that? I actually am more upset with Dave than Azealia because we don't expect Azealia to not be no asshole. But Dave, you gonna put your dick in that asshole? Come on now. Playing the victim, Azealia. You played the damn victim. Oh, these black men don't take after me, so I'm about to snitch on them. Bitch, really? You be fucking them and having a good time too. You not do what the fuck. Stop the madness. What else? She probably was under the influence. So, alcohol and unhealthy consumption is on the list. That was just a whole motherfucking MG siphon. We all know that. But that's what I'm saying, guys. It's obvious at this point. To Future, to Drake. Drake called his baby mama a fluke. Future upset because his baby mama won $54,000 a month. And she ugly and you shouldn't have did it. Y'all niggas be knowing. Y'all be knowing. Y'all is not stupid. And if you don't know, now you know. Nigga, the fuck is wrong with you? You cannot continue to keep thinking that you're fucking baddies and, using them for their body and then using you. They waiting for you to nut in them. They waiting for you to go motherfucking wrong so they could not get up when you ready to motherfucking nut, nigga. I guarantee them bitches is saying nuts in me. Guarantee it. Why? Because regular women say that to broke niggas, bruh. So I know your rich ass getting it. You ain't even got money for a bitch to tell you to nut in her. So please have a bag. Have a bag. The bitch is ready to have a baby. So what are you doing? You're just out there doing it. The fuck? You try to stay on birth control, really? Come on now. Y'all just... I can't participate in that. I'm not trying to hear the side story. No, I don't feel bad for Dave. No, I don't feel bad for Drake. No, I don't feel bad for Future. We're all of his baby damn mothers. You knew what you was getting into. You knew what the fuck these bitches was about. You knew that they wanted you for the fucking money you set up there and you did it anyway. And you did it raw. No protection. Not a single energetic protection around. Nothing. Just put your dick in it, nut in it. Give over your life force. That's what I don't understand. Niggas be thinking that they using bitches for fucking them when women, we naturally ejaculate. We be recycling the life force. We be getting powered up. Y'all motherfuckers on the other hand be ejaculating as default. Not all women ejaculate as default. Everybody don't just squirt automatically. Sometimes you gotta work to get us a motherfucker, give up that motherfucker life force, so don't play. But y'all, naturally, that's what y'all do. This is where the judgment comes in. I can admit that. I'm judging y'all a little bit for that. Because it's just like, seriously? You already lost once you nutted. You gave over the life force, so there was not you using her. This is an exchange at this point. She swallowed it. You put it in her vagina, in her ass, hole sometimes. Whatever you do. Don't know. Listen, yeah, she getting that energy. The energy is siphoned. It's okay. Now, like I said, some people get a little bit turned on. Some niggas be like, oh, drain me. Oh, ooh, take this nut, take this, whatever. I'm not going to get into the sexual explicities. Because I can't say I know anything about that. In case my parents are listening. Because they seem to keep listening to my damn podcast. If y'all gonna listen, y'all just need to listen and like and share. Don't be judging parents. And y'all know who y'all is, both of y'all. But anyway, back to the stuff. Y'all be saying all this nasty shit. And it ain't nasty. I'm just saying, you be saying all this freaky shit. And then act shocked when some freaky shit happen. Yes, you got a freaky bitch on live talking about you right now. The same bitch that was sacrificing goats and motherfucking chickens on her Instagram. She's sitting here saying that she sucked up your legend energy. Yes, she did. Now, Dave, why did you do that? Why did you do it, Dave? Oral sex is still raw sex, Dave. I don't care if you put a condom on or put it in a vagina. You still let her suck to come out your dick. So really, it's the same thing. She still got the same energy. So what are we doing? Whoo, child. It's ghetto. It's ghetto to me. For me personally, it's just ghetto because I'm just like, yo, for real, we still doing this? Like, y'all ain't learned the lesson by now? Nobody didn't say we gotta stop doing that because we going outside? Drake talking about, oh, my baby mama is a fluke. Why? Because she did porn? And you knew she was just fucking with you just for the off the rip type shit? And you knew as soon as she said she was pregnant, she was keeping that motherfucking baby because she want that motherfucking child support? That's why she a fluke? When you really, you nutted in her though. You nutted in her though. She didn't motherfucking, scam you out the nut. She ain't taking out the motherfucking condom. You nutted in her. That's what the problem is. Future, you too. You nutted in mad bitches. So how you gonna be mad at the last baby mother? You thought you was done? You thought you was done? How you gonna think you done, but you gonna keep nutting in bitches? That don't make sense, Future. You're still nutting in women, so you're not done having kids and baby mothers that you are not in relationships with. If you keep continuing to nut in women who you are not in relationships with. Come on now. Come on now with the foolishness. With the foolishness. Groupie women and men. Because I'm not just going to talk about the women. Because women we got to are seeking star power from people who are wealthy and famous. Y'all call it clout chasing. It's really energy siphoning. Period. It's nothing new. Niggas been doing this. This been succubus out here, nigga. Succubus done been a thing. I just dropped my mic, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay. Whew. We about to wrap this episode up. We about to wrap this episode up. I know the YouTube, y'all don't get the mic audio. I record the audio on my laptop with my mic for SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to the podcast there. The audio that y'all hear is coming from my phone. So, y'all don't understand how detrimental that may have been. So, anyway, I don't know if I'm going to edit it out. If I keep it, hopefully that gives you a laugh. Let's move on to petty and problematic. Petty and problematic goes to all of the lovely people who insist, and I'm not even going to call y'all lovely. I'm not going to do the fake shit right now. All the motherfuckers who insist on sharing the trauma porn of black men, women, children, whatever, being murdered. It's a problem. I have a problem with it. You are participating actively and willingly in a ritual for sacrifices that are feeding dark entities that feed off of our fear, the death of the black body, and outrage, my nigga. That is what you're doing. Please stop sharing it. I have no problem with you telling me, rest in peace to who was the last one? George Floyd. And the fact that I had to say the last one. See, desensitized. I'm desensitized. I'm desensitized because I keep receiving it. It's nothing wrong with saying the rest in peace. It's nothing wrong with saying prayers up. It's nothing wrong with saying, well wishes, travel on, safe passage through your journey. Nothing wrong with saying that. But to keep sharing a picture of the actual demonic act that went down, where a nigga had knees on necks and shit, like, come on now, with the bullshit, man. You realize what that's saying to your subconscious mind? Do you really? A lot of people do feel like white supremacy, quote unquote, and I want to say white supremacy, but really just white inferiority has their foot on their black ass neck. But it don't. It really don't. You can live. You can exist. You don't have to even feed into the energy. Y'all know me. Back in college, I was activist mommy. I was, activist bae, shade butter bae. I was all of it. organize protests, speaking on panels, speaking at conferences, speaking at the goddamn protests. Or leader of this organization, of that organization. That was me. However, niggas have evolved. So I'm not judging you for continuing to fight the political fight. Fight the social fight. Because, my nigga, Ben said that that's something that needs to be done. I mean, completely. If you asking for my method, burn the bitch down or don't go to work. Whichever one. I mean, these I'm an extremist. So I don't really have too much of the building block methods no more. I'm tired of the building block methods. I've peeped that that's a waste of motherfucking time. So it's either burn the whole shit down or do not work for none of these niggas. Y'all didn't want to go to work during the first pandemic and her first wave of the Rona, and I hope you realize that that was the only motherfucking way that niggas was going give you what you want. But you don't need them to say that it's a sanctioned lockdown and this and that. You don't need them to prepare all these motherfucking AI robots and this and that so they don't need your ass to be on no motherfucking body job. But if you just stop working completely, stop going up to these niggas' jobs, guarantee a lot of motherfuckers will change up. They'll be like, okay, what you need? What's going on? What I can do for you? A lot of people will do it. But we're not that space anymore. That ship is probably sailed. After this first wave of corona, a lot of big corporations are already rolling out all of the motherfucking AI. So that plan ain't gonna work. At this point, we just gonna have to burn it down. But I'm not gonna get into it. So the point is, I understand that there is a desire for justice. Very much so. Have the right to do that. Have that desire. But listen here. Stop sharing that energy draining ass trauma porn. Stop it. You're smarter than that. You know better than that. Talking to you. And that is all. I'm doing all I can do. I'm here for you guys. If you need me, you know, check us out on the socials. On Twitter, we are _notthatdeep. Instagram, we are notthatdeepsis. Where else we at? YouTube, Not That Deep Podcast. Find us there. Spotify, you can listen. Apple Podcasts, you can listen. SoundCloud, you can listen. Okay? And of course, send in your emails, your questions, and your comments. Or if you'd like to be featured on the show, to notthatdeepsis@gmail.com. We respond. We love to chit-chat with the girls and the guys, as long as you have something to chit-chat about. That is all for this episode. I love you. Stay smart. Stay protected. Stay motherfucking strapped at this motherfucker, but stay strapped, my niggas. Because I'm not sitting here participating in all of this motherfucking RIP shit. A nigga like me be getting angry. So therefore, I have to detach and disengage. Have my boundaries. Say, okay, don't keep getting angry. Stay yourself protected. Focus on what you got going on. However, I need my black folks to stop acting like shit sweet, because it ain't. And that is all.